Hey, what's up, guys? This is Samso, and today we have a pretty new review, and which is to say, it's also an old review. So I'm gonna begin by saying, after having this remarkable piece of tech for several months, I think I'm finally ready to give a review. So let me start off by saying that I purchased this specific tablets as a refurbished, outdated, and overall negatively reviewed product. So do I think it's worth it? You have to keep watching to find out. So let's start off with the display. First of all, it definitely performed far better than I thought it would. Colors were vibrant, it was relatively sharp for a 10-inch tablet, and was relatively bright as well. For the entire time of my usage, I watched a lot of movies. I honestly really thought the display was the strongest point in the whole tablet, and one would probably argue that the low pixel density may be a deal breaker, but overall my months of usage have been great. I have nothing to complain about it. It looks great. So moving on. Now, the design of the tablet is definitely also a strong point. It's not too thick, not too heavy, and there's still a strong heft to it. The aluminum finish has a secure feel, making the impression that it will probably last a few falls, but it is not recommended that you drop it on purpose. So the stand on the back, even though it's a little finicky, there's only one part where you could actually put it down. It still makes a decent stand on a stable desk, and if your chair is at stable level, you'll be relatively fine. Now, the performance aspect is ultimately where it really gains its pitfall. I'm using this tablet in 2014, and it feels very, very sluggish. The taps on the display take a while to register. Which honestly makes it really appear not very accurate, even though it is. But it's just ultimately the Tegra 3 that's dragging it down. So it's really too weak to handle modern day Windows RT, which is really a big issue. And it did, however, honestly render MP4 files rather well. I watched plenty of my camera videos on my tablet, and it looked fine. And I watched a couple of movies that I had on iTunes. I moved it over and looked fine as well. Now, the MKV files are ultimately where it's really bad. The Tegra 3 is simply not strong enough to render MKV files. So if you try to put a 1080p file on the Windows RT tablet, you'll have a tough time. And another issue is that since the normal video player from the tablet itself, it does not actually work very well with, it honestly just doesn't work with MKV files, so it only plays MP4 video, and if you try to find a video player on the Windows App Store, you'll have a tough time because most of them probably don't work. So, moving on, I also purchased a clip-on keyboard, the original Windows one. So at first, honestly, it felt great. It was soft touch, and it just honestly just felt magnificent. But then I quickly realized that it was not accurate. You will not gain any muscle memory from typing on it. You have no idea what you're typing on half the time, and you have to stare at the keyboard to actually type accurately, which is not a good thing. So I guess that's also a negative point. It's not very accurate. It's hard to learn the keyboard, I suppose, and if you purchase your own keyboard, I guess that's fine as well. So I guess this quick review has honestly come to an end. Was the Windows RT worth its hype? For me, it was definitely a yes. I liked Windows RT, even though it had its limitations, but you have to keep your expectations low, especially for modern day tablets. Most of them simply aren't well made, but you'll get impressed once in a while with tablets like these, and honestly, this is an entertainment tablet. You're trying to watch 720p videos, you're not trying to game, you're not trying to play these really epic Angry Birds or whatever. Honestly, don't play any games on it. But the point here is to have a media tablet, to be able to type stuff on it, on a separate keyboard, mind you. And honestly, the price range of where it first launched was what kept me away from it. And now that it's finally come down to around $200 for the solo tablet, and around $240 with the keyboard, it's worth it. But it's still a little iffy. Honestly, it's not that far apart from the second generation. So if you have the price and if you have the money for it, go for the second generation. Do not go for the first one, because the first one has its issues. The second one has a 1080p display, faster processor, and you probably won't slow down as much. So, my verdict's a 7.3 out of 10. Overall pros, it has a great display, a solid build, but the cons are the performance. The Tegra 3 is simply not powerful enough, and it will struggle. The keyboard is not included with the price tag, so you have to pay around $30 extra for it, and it has a mediocre stand. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to influence on your next purchase, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.